In June of 1950, as the North Koreans launched a massive offensive against the South, their formidable Soviet MiG-15 jets swiftly overwhelmed the once effective North American P-51 Mustangs. The underpowered fleet, renowned for its glory in World War II, found itself at a significant disadvantage. However, in a striking turn of events in December, the United States deployed the 4th Fighter Interceptor Wing, armed with a devastating new aircraft, the F-86 Sabre. With 6 powerful Browning machine guns and rocket launchers, the F-86 proved its worth against its Soviet counterparts, wreaking havoc in the skies. The North Korean pilots were left bewildered, unsure what had hit them. But the F-86 Sabre didn't stop at being amazing. It evolved into different versions, including the legendary F-86D, aka the Sabre Dog. This variant revolutionized its weapons technology and became a true icon. During World War II, the North American P-51 Mustang emerged as a dominant force, demonstrating its exceptional performance in engagements with the enemy. As the war progressed and the crumbling Third Reich introduced the world to the Messerschmitt Me-262, the first operational jet aircraft, North American Aviation recognized the need for its own jet-powered fighter. In the post-war period, North America proposed their XP-86 jet fighter design to the U.S. Navy and Army Air Forces, aiming to counter the emerging jet threat. However, due to budget constraints and a shift in priorities, the development of jet-powered aircraft faced delays. Not deterred by setbacks, North American Aviation looked to the German Me-262 for inspiration and enhancements to their XP-86 design. Drawing from the advancements made by the German engineers, they sought to improve the performance and capabilities of their jet fighter. The design changes underwent rigorous scrutiny, and eventually, the redesigned XP-86 took to the skies in 1947. The XP-86 showcased its cutting-edge capabilities, impressing pilots with its speed, maneuverability, and advanced features. Pilots were eager to experience the potential of this new aircraft, which promised to push the boundaries of aviation technology. In 1948, the first production models of the XP-86, now officially designated as the F-86 Sabre, were delivered to the U.S. Air Force. These initial F-86s were equipped with the latest advancements, including swept-back wings and tail surfaces, represented a leap forward in aerial design. The sleek and distinctive silhouette of the Sabre was a result of careful engineering and aerodynamic considerations. With its low-mounted monoplane wings and a fuselage characterized by rounded edges, the F-86 Sabre exuded a sleek and powerful appearance. The forward placement of the cockpit, along with its frameless glass surface, provided pilots with excellent visibility, crucial for maintaining situational awareness in combat. The Sabre's rear end featured a single vertical tail fin, ensuring stability during flight, while the tricycle undercarriage provided improved ground handling. The cockpit boasted a hinged jettisonable canopy, allowing for easy entry and exit, while the pilot seat incorporated a safe ejection system, enhancing the chances of survival during emergencies. In 1949, the F-86 Sabre had found its place within several U.S. Air Force fighter groups. Its remarkable speed and maneuverability earned it the nickname Sabre, alluding to its ability to strike swiftly and precisely in combat. In June of 1950, North Korea launched a ferocious attack against South Korea, with the aim of unifying the entire peninsula under communist rule. This aggression prompted the United Nations and the United States to rally behind South Korea, preparing for combat against the North Korean forces, who were supported by the Soviet Union and China. To counter the threat posed by the Soviet MiG-15 jet fighters, the United States deployed over 80 P-51 Mustangs, while assembling a formidable force of F-86 Sabres from the 4th Flight Interceptor Group. However, despite these efforts, the American and South Korean forces struggled to gain control of the skies, leaving their morale hanging by a thread. But in December of 1950, everything changed when the F-86 Sabres arrived. These sleek aircraft quickly proved their worth in combat. While the Sabres couldn't outmaneuver the MiG-15s, they possessed a crucial advantage: the ability to outdive their adversaries. This tactical advantage was more than enough to turn the tide in their favor. Although the MiG-15 boasted a better ceiling, acceleration, and firepower, the F-86 Sabre rapidly closed the gap with subsequent variants. Models such as the F-86A, F-86E, and F-86F leveled the playing field, and the Sabre's 20mm cannon proved to be a game-changer. signaling the beginning of the end for the powerful 50 caliber Browning machine gun used in air-to-air combat. Adding to their advantage, many of the pilots in the 4th Fighter Intercept Wing were World War II veterans, bringing with them a wealth of combat experience. Combined with the outstanding capabilities of the Sabre, the U.S. forces swiftly gained control of the skies, relegating the P-51 Mustangs to secondary roles. However, as the war progressed, the once inexperienced North Korean and Chinese MiG-15 pilots learned how to counter the F-86s, benefiting from the guidance of seasoned Soviet pilots well-versed in U.S. air tactics. A series of intense dogfights and encounters unfolded over the skies of the Yalu River mouth, an area that UN pilots dubbed MiG Alley. Both sides engaged in brutal air-to-air battles, with each vying for supremacy. While the exact statistics and numbers remain a subject of debate among aviation historians, it is widely accepted that the F-86 Sabres achieved an impressive 14-to-1 kill-to-death ratio during the Korean War. According to U.S. military sources, F-86 pilots claimed over 790 MiG-15 shootdowns, with the loss of only 78 Sabres. However, Soviet and Chinese sources estimate that their MiG-15s took down over 600 Sabres. Regardless of the controversy surrounding the exact numbers, it is undeniable that the F-86 Sabre played a pivotal role in the conflict. 39 out of the 40 UN pilots who became aces during the Korean War achieved their scores while flying the F-86, solidifying its reputation as one of the most effective fighters in history. Among the various variants of the F-86, one of the most renowned was the D model, originally designated as the YF-95, but quickly dubbed the Sabre Dog by pilots and technicians alike. The F-86D was specifically designed as an all-weather interceptor, intended to counter the Soviet bomber threats of the 1950s. It underwent an extensive overhaul of the A model airframe, resulting in a variant that shared only 25% of its parts with other F-86 Sabre models. The most notable changes included the integration of a nose radome to accommodate radar equipment, a larger fuselage housing an upgraded afterburning turbojet engine, and enlarged tail surfaces. Subsequent variants of the Sabre Dog sold to NATO allies, such as the K&L models, replaced the rocket tray with the standard 420mm M24A1 cannons for increased firepower. Powered by the General Electric J47GE17B turbojet engine, generating over 7,500 pounds of thrust, the Sabre Dog had a maximum takeoff weight of 19,950 pounds. During testing, it achieved a top speed of over 690 miles per hour and had an approximate range of 330 miles. The Sabre Dog boasted a service ceiling of almost 50,000 feet and a remarkable rate of climb of 12,100 feet per minute. Each wing had the option of storing an additional fuel drop tank to extend the aircraft's range if needed. Over the course of the 1950s, a staggering 2,500 F-86D Sabre Dogs were produced. These aircraft found eager buyers among NATO countries and U.S. allies including Japan, the Netherlands, West Germany, Greece, Italy, France, Denmark, Norway, and South Korea, among many others. The Sabre Dogs faithfully served the nations until 1961, when they were gradually phased out, making way for more advanced interceptors. However, even after their retirement from the U.S. service, the F-86D continued to serve in the air forces of several NATO countries well into the late 1970s. The F-86D Sabre Dog's popularity and technological innovations ensured its place in the annals of aviation history. It stands as a shining example of our commitment to pushing boundaries and embracing new technologies, forever changing the landscape of aerial combat.